Everybody. Good evening, and welcome. Welcome to this webinar, to this Change Your Life Leadership webinar. I am so excited and honored to be here, having the wonderful opportunity to connect with all of you and to present you this wonderful opportunity. Okay, now, what is Change Your Life Leadership? Well, it's the program designed for adults, for entrepreneurs, for professionals who really want to discover their true potential and how to achieve their goals with awareness, with precision, with consistency, with certainty. So if you resonate with any of these, you're in the right place. Now, I want to make a deal right away with you guys because the beauty of technology allows us to connect, even though we are not, face to face. And I want this to be an interactive webinar. Okay, I don't want just to be talking. Okay, I don't want this to be a monologue, but I want to be very honest with you. My sole purpose here is to share with you this opportunity. Okay, but I would love to have some interaction. So let's start right away to warm up our fingers and open the Zoom chat and share with me, where are you connecting from? Okay, I'm curious to know and to welcome you and, to know who's joining us tonight. Okay, because I know there's going to be people from all over the UK, so feel free to share. Don't be shy. It's supposed to be an interactive session. And if you want to open up your camera so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself, that would be amazing. That would be even more wonderful. We have Robert for Rickmansworth. Hi, Robert. We have Shantini from Cambridge. Okay, hi, Shantini. Welcome, Robert and Shantini. We have Ire from Peterborough. Welcome, Ire. Elena from Glasgow. Oh, wow, all the way up to Glasgow. Wow, amazing. Hi, Elena. Who else? Okay, I know there's more of you. So feel free to share. Okay, I'd love to know where we're from. So again, welcome everybody. I am super honored to be here and having the pleasure to present this opportunity with all of you. Okay, now we have Pope from London and Laura from Bath. Welcome, Pope. Welcome, Laura. All right. Well, just to the last one settle up a bit, I want to share why I'm here sharing this opportunity, because I was lucky enough to encounter all of this 5 years ago now, and it changed my life. Okay, so then I decided to not ignore. I couldn't ignore this. I wanted to share it with as many people as possible. And today I have the great pleasure of being here representing all that is Change Your Life Leadership. And just to share a bit about me, well, when I first encountered this, I was a student looking for a better and more efficient way to study, because I didn't want to just study. I had a lot of things in mind. I had a lot of projects. I wanted to do a bunch of things, but I didn't have any clarity. Okay, I didn't have the tools that will allow me to really, follow through on something. All right. So I was looking for an efficient way to study and at the same time for some tools to apply on my daily life that would allow me to not having to spend 3 years, in university in the classroom, but actually it would allow me to do something else. All right. And this is what I found. It changed my life in so many ways. Academically, I was able to graduate with top marks, right on time, without attending the lessons. So that was a great achievement. And not because I was a bright student, trust me. It's because I knew how to do it efficiently. Okay. I was able to grow a lot professionally. A lot of doors opened up for me. Okay. I didn't even imagine that I would have had all of those opportunities. And also personally, because I found that confidence to understand what I was capable of doing and really do it. Okay. So I just, as I said before, decided I couldn't ignore this. It's had such a huge impact, and I wanted to share with as many people as possible. So here I am here. Now, who is the creator of all of this? Who do we have to thank, first of all, if we're here tonight? We have to thank Filippo Rossi. He is the creator of what we now call Change Your Life Leadership, and he has dedicated his whole life, more than 30 years, to really find out how to develop the human potential. Okay, the best possible way. He has worked in more than 6 European countries and in 3 continents, basically all over the world. Okay, and he has dedicated his life to really understand how our memory works, how our mind functions, what patterns we're made of, what makes us us, and how we can utilize ourselves the best possible way. So he took all the courses in the world. He studied neuroscience, he studied neurolinguistic programming, he studied mental dynamics, photographic reading, just to mention a couple, okay? And he put all the best together to create what we now call the 3D reading method. And convey it, pass it on. He has decided to pass this on to as many people as possible through Change Your Life Academy, which is the project behind Change Your Life Leadership and Change Your Life Kindle, which are the programs directed to professionals, to adults. That's what we're here to talk about tonight, and for kids, because he has transformed the lives of more than 10,000 children and adults around the world. And I am lucky enough to be one of them. So I've talked too much already. I have a question for you now. Now it's your turn. So start typing, open up the chat. Why did you decide to be here? What are your goals? What are you looking for at this point of your life? Because we're going to see this. It is fundamental to have a precise goal, to know exactly where you want to go, okay? To have a direction, because if we have a direction, if we know why we're doing what we're doing, everything makes sense. Everything we do makes sense. I see Elena just interested, not sure yet. Okay, you're here to find out more. That's a great way to do so, absolutely. Laura, I feel I deal with procrastination a lot, and unfortunately, I'm sure you're not alone, Laura. And maybe limiting beliefs about myself. There's a part of me who wants to make a change, but I'm stuck in my habits. Okay, my old way of thinking. Well, Laura, but I feel it's time for me to make a change. Well, Laura, what I can say is that, first of all, thank you for your openness, for being so open. And you are in the right place, because we are definitely aligned, and we're going to find out very interesting things actually tonight. Maybe you'll get an answer on how to overcome that. Okay, so just make sure that you stay connected, and thank you. Robert says, use my mind fully. Wonderful. That's another thing we're going to find out real soon. Come on, the others. I'm sure you're not shy. I mean, you've decided to dedicate this hour to yourselves. So feel free to share. What are your goals? Why, what made you go like, okay, on Monday night from 8 to 9 p.m., I want to listen to this, I want to find out more about this. What are you looking for in your life? Hope. I want to change my life for better life. Awesome. Okay. Well, what do you mean when you say better life? Do you have anything specific in mind? iPhone, if you want to share your name, I'll be happy to call you by your name instead of iPhone. To improve my memory. Wonderful. By the way, if you see me looking here, it's because I have another screen. Okay. I'm not crazy, so I can read all of you guys the whole time. Richard says, career development and financial freedom. Awesome. Great, Richard. Well, welcome then. Sumaya says, feel capable and be capable of things I want to achieve. That B in all capital letters means something. And yeah, well, you're in the right place, and welcome, Sumaya, as well. Awesome. All right, guys. See, if it's more interactive, it's more fun, I want to say. So now that you've shared why you're here, what do you think is the biggest obstacle that is standing between you and your goals? So, for example, what is the biggest obstacle that is standing between you, Pope, and being able to live a better life? Or between Richard and having that career development and finding that financial freedom? What do you think is the main thing that's, preventing you from doing all of this? Also, iPhone again, if you want to tell me what lacking confidence. Okay. Okay. Why do you think that you're lacking confidence? Laura, I think my attachment to the past old mistakes. I want to renew my life. Wonderful, Laura. I need new mindset, new abilities. Okay, then again, welcome, because you're going to find some interesting things. Clarita, menopause. Okay, that is definitely a setback as well. We can work around that. KK, procrastination. Okay. Not the only one. So here we are. And another one, Bishop says procrastination and finding it difficult to retain information when I read. Okay, well, then I guess that you are going to, we're aligned. We're going to find out some interesting things tonight. So thank you for sharing. Again, it's wonderful to have an interaction, the beauty of technology, as I was saying at the beginning. So now there is this fundamental ingredient that allows us to understand, to really reach any goal that we have, to understand how we function on a deep level, which is that self-awareness, that self-knowledge that allows us to really do anything we want to in our life. I see in the meantime, Richard said, my selflessness and life pressure. Richard, make sure you stay connected, because regarding that selflessness, you're going to see some interesting things as well. So thank you for sharing as well. As I was saying, this is fundamental. This is a fundamental ingredient to have that will allow you to really reach any goal that you have in life. Because the truth is that we are all much, much more than what we think we are. As human beings, we only use a small percentage of our capacities. And it's always been like this. I'm not the only one saying this. Filippo's not the only one saying this. It's always been like this. Tony Robbins defines the human potential, the human capacities, as if we had a piano with 88 keys, but only played one. So imagine what we can do if we learned how to play the remaining 87. Okay, that gives you a visual idea. In my opinion, it's a great definition. Physicians, writers, neuroscientists, they've always said this. Okay, and the problem is that we ignore this potential. We ignore it because no one teaches us, though. It's not our fault. But we do ignore it. We don't know, we're not aware of that potential, and we keep making the same mistakes. For example, we keep utilizing only the rational part of our mind to learn and study, which is the part that it's comparative, that needs to compare everything, that it's slow, it's limited, okay? But the problem is that we think that there are no other ways of doing things other than what we have been taught at school. Okay, so if we've been taught how to utilize the rational part of our mind and that's it, then that's the only way to do it. Well, flash news, it's not. There's more things. You just need to start looking around. Another problem is that you end up procrastinating because you fear failure. And I talk to a lot of people every day, and I hear so many times, so many people telling me, well, what if I don't succeed? What if I don't make it? I'm afraid about what will happen to me if I try this and it doesn't work out, And with all of these what ifs, they procrastinate change and nothing really happens. And end up complaining instead of finding solutions. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. I don't have the energy. I don't have the time. Instead of finding solutions. Okay, so complaint doesn't really get you anywhere because there are consequences to all of these things. I don't know if you agree with me, okay, if you've resonated, if you if you agree with me, let me know in the chat, like drop a yes in the chat, just to understand if I'm getting to you, because the consequences can be plenty, as you see here. You can end up feeling overwhelmed, with so many things to do, so many responsibilities. Johnson says yes. Thank you for agreeing. Thank you for giving me a feedback. Okay, or for example, you compare yourself to others and you lose confidence in yourself. You think you're not enough. Richard, yes. Okay, so is there anything in particular that you feel that resonates with you the most? For example, you're confused, you are saturated, you feel like your mind is full, you can't take in more information, you have no clear sense of direction, or for example, you feel stagnant. Okay, you feel like you're living the same life over and over again, you operate on autopilot, you constantly settle for less and fall into that procrastination trap, as a lot of you were saying before. Laura and Bishop agree. Well, okay. So you feel like you're not in control of your life. You are just reacting instead of acting. And these can be consequences. iPhone says, definitely agree, I feel stagnant. And I'm sure you're not the only one. Thank you for your honesty. And it's fundamental to get clarity on this, to be honest with ourselves, first of all, and understand that this is the current situation. Because if we understand what our current situation is, then there's a lot of room, plenty of room for improvement. Because the interesting question becomes, how can I develop my potential? How can we develop our potential? Because we said that we're much more than what we think we are. Okay. But the current situation is that we don't utilize that potential. So how can we utilize that potential? Well, I thought for the night, for this webinar, that the best idea, the best way to explain this would be sharing with you a video that Mattia Francesco Rossi recorded. Mattia is the son of Filippo Rossi, of the developer of the whole method, of the whole program. And he couldn't be here live because, as we said before, we work in different countries, okay, all over Europe, really. And at the moment, he's in Spain, okay? So he couldn't be here tonight. But I thought, he has grown up. He has lived his whole life trying to answer this question, trying to find different answers and solutions to this. So I thought, who better than him could explain all of this? So I will just leave you to it, and I will share this wonderful video of Mattia. And here we are.
And hello, everyone. I'm the son of Filippo Rossi, the creator, the ideator of all of this, Change Your Life Academy. So what does this mean? This means that I've been living since I was just a little kid in the Change Your Life Academy mindset. So what's my reason why I'm here now? The reason why is to give you an understanding of how much you are, how much more you are than what you actually think. One of the teachers, one of the main teachers in the UK of Change Your Life Academy. So Change Your Life Academy includes a part for kids and adults, both of them. Now we are talking about Change Your Life leadership. You have to know that Filippo worked for many years with big companies. He used to work as a consultant in leadership, in improving the performances of these businesses. And he saw that on all the different people that he worked with, there were 5 key core competencies that they had that made them the true leaders, the leaders that they were, the extraordinary leaders that they were. And these 5 competencies have been put together in this seminar, Change Your Life Leadership. So just to give you an overview, then we will focus on one that is like I would not say the most important one, but one that is really a point of focus for many of you. So first characteristic, the first competence is self-awareness. So what does this mean? You need to know about yourself. You need to understand who you are. You need to understand how you function. You need to understand what your limits are. Because if you don't understand that, if you don't know it, you can't upgrade, you can't work on them. So you need to know where you are. Then, the second characteristic that is a really important one that many of you mentioned, that is something that will help you, and it is strategy and vision. So what it is about in Change Your Life Leadership, you will learn an incredible tool that is called the Train of Success. What does it do? It's a tool that in a scientific way will lead you to reaching any goals that you have in your life. So it doesn't matter where you are starting. It means that you can reach everything and go beyond procrastination, go on time management. It's really specific, this. And so for those of you who said, I want to work on my personal and also work skills, that's the right one. I want to work on managing my time better. I don't want to procrastinate anymore. I want to have a direct line of direction that I want to reach, that I want to follow to get somewhere. So this is the right tool. Then the third core competence is called knowledge. So knowledge, it's been said by many people. Knowledge is power. It's something that today we know. But why knowledge is power? Because if you know many things, you can understand many things. And I want to be true with you. When we have the courses with the kids, I know that you might not know it, but we do teach the same thing that you will learn also to many kids, and this is part of our project. When we work with them, we always say, well, you have to know something, that in this world, many people don't want you to be an intelligent people because it's easier to manipulate you. It's easier to make you think that something is true, but it is not actually true. And for this exact reason, knowledge is power, because if you know, you can't be mocked. So in this case, Filippo developed in more than 20 years. So it's quite a huge work that he did. He put together many different things that already have been existing for a time. And he developed the so-called three-dimensional reading method that is an accelerated learning method. We're getting there really soon. Then the fourth pillar, the first competence, is about willpower and focus. So how many times it has happened to you that you set for yourself a goal, you set for yourself an objective, you tell yourself, hey, I want to get there, that's my objective. But then after like a couple of days, a couple hours, a couple maybe weeks even, if you are really experienced, after a time you drop that. You don't follow that anymore. So willpower and attention. And Filippo developed also in this case one element, one tool that is called the meditation of presence, that in just no more than 21 minutes per day will give you enough willpower to reach and to be consistent in your life, so to be able to get to any goals that you want to reach. And then the last one, managing your emotions. How many times it happens that maybe you're just caught by an emotion that you can't manage, you can't understand what is happening, because emotions are fast, are strong. You can't understand what is going on, but maybe after a time you say, oh God, I was so angry before, I didn't understand what happened, sorry for my reaction. Maybe you are working with one other colleague, maybe with a part of your family, and it happens that you can't control yourself. So managing your emotions become really important when we talk about leadership. So these are the competencies that every extraordinary leader have. Now, let's go to the one that is the focus of today, knowledge. So knowledge is power. But how can we increase our knowledge? Because we know that if I need to read a book in the usual way, like, I don't know, 300 pages, it might take me a week because I have many things to do in my life. It takes a long time to read. Well, in this case, the three-dimensional reading method developed by Filippo gets right there and give you the tool to accelerate this, but also to be able to retain what you learn. How many times it has happened that you read something, you study something, and then after a while, what did I study? I don't recall anything. you can't retain the information. Why is this happening? You need to know this. I'm going to explain it right now. One thing that will help you to comprehend what this method is about, and almost the most important thing, actually the most important thing is how much more powerful you are than what you think, than what they told you you are. Because we know, we have been experiencing it, that many times people tell you, hey, maybe you're not capable in that thing, maybe you're not the right one for math, for studying things, for learning. And in that case, you start saying, well, in this case, I'm not capable. You create a limiting belief, but it's not true. Let's understand why. So in neuroscience, in the last years, it's been discovered this, that our minds can be divided into different parts. And in specific, the two main parts are these ones. I will help myself with the flip chart so to give you a better understanding. So we have this part inside of us that is called the rational conscious mind. Okay, it is a part of us that, as you can see by my drawing, is pretty like limited in a box. It's able to think. It's the one that you use when you need to think, to understand things. You compare different things. It's like the conscious one, we call it this way. Okay, it's the one that usually almost every day you use it when you need to learn many times. Okay, then there is another part inside of us that is called the deep intuitive mind. Deep intuitive mind. What is this? The deep intuitive mind is the most important part of yourself. Just to give you an understanding of it. Are you breathing now? I hope so. If not, please take a breath. Are you now, is your heart beating now? Again, I hope so. So your heart is beating, thanks, perfect. So deep intuitive mind, amazing. What does it do? Well, it manages all these functions. It manages all the functions that you do not have inside of your rational mind, that you don't think about it. You're not thinking about using your heart, using your lungs now, okay? But it's still functioning. It's unlimited, as you can see, and it's capable of elaborating millions of stimuli continuously. All the five senses are elaborated, okay? Perfect. So this is something that has been discovered by the neuroscientists of these days. And in specific, what is the problem? That we use this part to learn things, but it is a closed box. You need to know that it can contain, in the same time, usually in the luckiest times, 7 minus plus 2 pieces of information in the same time. This is why when you learn something, you start forgetting the things that you learned before. That's it. So it's not a proper one to use. You should be using this part, deep intuitive mind. Now we see how. So to understand this, to understand how it works, please, let's do this exercise with me, okay? It's pretty simple, it's not difficult to do. So now, please, when I will tell you, not now, but when I will tell you, please look at your right. So move your head on this side, on the right, look at your right, then I will count 1, 2, 3, and you will look at your left, okay? Pretty easy, and just observe what is going on, okay? So do it now. Look at your right, then 1, 2, 3, and look at your left. Now move your head and look at your left. Okay, perfect. So what has happened? What did you see in this simple exercise? So for example, in my case, I have on this side a wall. Here there is also another wall with a window there. So in this is my case, okay? What has happened in your case? Maybe you saw something different, perfect. But what about what was in the middle? Just think about it. Was it focused? Was it unfocused? Was it blurred? Were you capable of seeing it? Have you paid attention to it? Because in many times, what you looked at in the middle was not something that you paid attention to. But why is this happening? Look here. This is our eye, okay? This is like a representation of our eye. I hope that, okay, perfect, you can see it. So like this is cut it in this way. You have the retina here. This is the part where light gets in, okay? And when you look at something, you need to know how it works. When you look at something like here, like imagine we have a tree, okay? I hope that maybe you see it. Perfect, yes. So I look at a tree, and this image of the tree gets inside of my eye through that part, and I focus on the tree. What does it mean that I focus on it? That this part here, that is called fovea, receives the information, okay? And so what does it happen? That through the nerve, that is optical nerve, the information reaches your rational conscious mind, okay? And you are consciously aware of what you are seeing. So you looked at that, and consciously you were able to know that, yes, I had a wall, I had a window, amazing. But what about what's in the middle? Well, all this information were caught by the peripheral vision, okay? This is this part, that through the optical nerve again, it reaches your deep intuitive mind, and all the informations are stored there. But hey, pay attention now. This is an important thing. Your peripheral vision is still capable of seeing things, is capable of recognizing things, and you have been experiencing this too. You had experienced this too in your life. So just as an example, I don't know, maybe you bought a car in your life, or maybe you have a friend, a parent, somebody in your family that bought a car, and you know that thing that has happened. So what has happened? That maybe you decided to buy that car, you got to the shop, you decided to buy the car, you signed the documents, and after, between that time and the time that you actually received the car, what has happened? That you were seeing cars of the same model, of the same brand, all over the street. But hey, it's not that happened that people were producing more cars of that type. It's where that you were focusing on them. Okay, perfect. Why was that happening? Even though you were not paying attention to them, you were just driving and you were seeing like a Audi Q5. I don't know, that's one. Okay, why was that happening? Because here at this level, you have a part that is called the preconscious elaborator of the deep intuitive mind. It seems like a strange word, okay? But this is really important, and this is like a filter, okay? This filter here is something that has inside of it all your objectives, like I want to have this car, or your moral, okay? And what does it happen? That when an information from your peripheral retina gets here, it just bounces and gets to the rational mind because it's something that interests you, okay? So this is a concept that we will explain, of course, really in depth during the course. But why is this so important for us? Now let's do the last exercise. Please imagine if you don't have one. If you have a book with you, please pick one book, okay? So pick a book, or imagine that you have a book in front of you. So now I will tell you to do this. Just wait a second. You will have to open that book, look randomly and see and read one word aloud so that you can hear the voice reading that word. And right after it, close the book. Okay, it's pretty simple. So get ready. If you have a book with you, please do it. 3, 2, 1. Open the book, read the word aloud, close the book. Okay, perfect. If you don't have a book, just I think that you have imagined it. So, like, how long does it take to read that word? Second, like a fraction of a second. Correct? Am I correct with this? Perfect. So just imagine now. Get ready, because this is like a bomb. Please sit comfortably on the chair. What if you were able to read in the same time you read that one single word, all the words of the 2 pages? What if you were able to read in the same time that you read one word, all the words, so that both of the pages that you had in front of you? This is the 3-dimensional reading method. In a part of it, you will be able to read at a speed of 2 pages per second. You will just do this with a book, turning the pages, and you will be reading. That's it. Why does it happen? Because you can learn to use this part, the peripheral vision, to learn to read and then connect information between the deep intuitive mind, all the information will be here, to the rational conscious mind. That's it. You will be able, after a time of 4 weeks, by practicing, to read up to 200 pages in more or less 1 hour. That's where you can get. So now, just imagine this. What I just explained to you is a little part, and it's like the 20% of Change Your Life leadership. Imagine what it is. It's way more than what you can think. It's a completely change your life. It's not just doing something to upgrade your life. It's changing your life, reaching your objectives, becoming an extraordinary person as you were born to be, and as people maybe in life told you that you are not, that maybe you're not capable, that maybe you're not enough. That's false. Please, that's false. Forget this. You are an extraordinary people. You just need to learn how to use yourself properly. This is Change Your Life Leadership. Thank you so much. I am really looking forward to see you there on Change Your Life Leadership. Thank you so much.
Here it is. I'm always excited when I hear these things because, you know, it's like a sneak peek. It's touching with your own hands and understanding what your potential is. Okay, that gives you a tangible idea. And you know, I know that I can say a bunch of things, but there's always going to be a part of you that, you know, may say, yeah, but you know, you're there presenting this, of course you're gonna say these things. So in order to you know, have another perspective, I want to I have the honor, the pleasure to have here Robert, who is a wonderful person who has already attended the program and would like to share his story. So I will leave the floor to him right away. And welcome, Robert. Thank you for being with us tonight. How was your Change Your Life leadership?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Angela. It's so nice to see you. So, I would like to tell about my story a little bit. First, my name is Robert, and then I am a certified hypnotherapist. I am living in London, Rickmansworth, and I attended the course about a month ago. And why I attended? Because I just wanted to have better memory. I just wanted to recall things that I forgot. That was my main goal. And of course, I've been told like I will be reading much quicker, and my focus will be better, you know, and then and all this stuff. So that was extra for me, but that's fine. But I think the more things is for me, for myself, was okay, I can remember more. So I attend the course, and the course is great. The course is great. The first of all is who is teaching you. The people who is teaching you, they know what they saying, and they know what knowledge they pass to you. And the other stuff also is they very intelligent and knowledgeable, and the way they will explain it to you, you will understand for sure. Maybe now on the beginning seems like a little bit complicated, but it's really not. And then what's happened to me actually, me as I am certified hypnotherapist, I just I stopped doing my my passion about 1 year ago, because I went through quite dramatic events in my life, and I just forgot a lot of things about myself, and many things on the way. During the course, I just could tap into my memory the way I could recall all the memory I lost, and also I could back to my soul identity. So I could release and drop all the limiting beliefs, what I was attached to it, and because I was attached to it, it became my identity, what was completely fake. It wasn't me at all. But the thing is, I wasn't aware. So once I was aware, I could start dropping all of these limiting beliefs and all the identities that are not me. And now, after 1 month, I am much, much closer really to my soul identity, to really who I am. And then, like I was reading the chat, you guys would like to stop procrastinating, or you'd like to know how to organize your life. So it will come naturally what you want to do after you connect to your deeper mind, after you connect to yourself. And then you know, like me, I just know what I have to do. And then procrastinating, sometimes people, they scared, maybe they can fail, but sometimes it's just limiting belief, what you have to drop it. So for some reason, I even don't know, like I have a limiting belief, like I'm not able to do the things or I'm not good a writer. And then once through when I could drop this limiting belief, I just sit down and I write, and it just doing automatically. It's amazing. Also, through the last month, I went through a lot of healing because of that method. I could recall everything what happened, so I could also connect to my heart chakra, and then that allows me to heal and find the peace in myself. So I'm not really stressed now when I go through the life. I am more excited, and I can also control emotions. Like Matthias says, this is great to do it, and they're also gonna teach you how to do it. And I think it's once you not triggered and you can control your emotions, so the external world will respond to you completely differently. The people around me now, they different, they changed because I changed internally, inside myself. My focus is much better, and then I can recall everything through the day, everything about what I was talking with every person, and I remember everything what everyone said, and no one can manipulate me or tell me the BS, like, oh, you said that or that, when I know for sure how was it. So that's fantastic. And then once about myself, once now when I organize this, when I dropped this false identities, all these limiting beliefs, and when I went through the healing, now now it's time for me to organize the study time, actually, which is wonderful because you can read the book very quickly and you can recall it, all the knowledge. Of course, you need to work a little bit on it, but it works, and it works very well. So if you guys really want to do something for yourself, take care of yourself, or change your life, then you need to start from you, like I started from myself. But me, I even didn't know because I forgot. So this method recall my memory who I am. So I will be forever grateful and for those people, and send you so much love and peace.
Thank you so much, Robert. And this is some concrete results, about changing your life in a concrete way, in a practical way. And he has touched a very important topic as well, as I remember Richard was saying before. Your selflessness is the obstacle that's now preventing you from achieving your goals. And what Robert just said is that you need to choose yourself in order to really make a change. And so, for example, if you've ever traveled on a plane, you'll know you will have heard this, this sentence, this rule. Put on your oxygen masks before helping others, before assisting others, before put on your own. I don't know if you've ever stopped to wonder, like to ask yourself why this is the rule, because it's very simple, okay, but it's very deep as well, because if you pass out, if you don't breathe, then you can't help anybody. Not the person next to you, not your child, nobody. You can't, it's very simple. You can't help anybody if you don't help yourself first. It's very simple and powerful, but every person, most of us really break this rule every single day. This is the truth. I'm not talking about in the air, of course. I'm talking about in life, in day to day, in our daily life, because we try to support everyone around us. We are always there running around, helping others, giving others our support, our energy, our care, our time, but we leave ourselves gasping for air. All right. And we think it's noble. We think it's great because it's the way that most of us were brought up or raised. Okay. And the only real consequence is that we start to drain slowly. We start losing our focus after a while. We start losing our patience. We start losing our energy. We start losing our confidence. We feel less connected, less fulfilled, and we are just busy all the time. Plenty of things to do. And we wear that being busy badge like a badge of honor. But what if I told you that busyness is the biggest enemy for growth? The biggest one, because it keeps you stuck. And it's not that you're lazy, it's not that you have a procrastination problem, but it's that you never stop to reset. Just think about it. You enter this vicious cycle, this cycle that gets you from busyness to no space for reflection, no space to think. And that inexistent space to think leads you to the lack of clarity. Lack of clarity leads you to more reactivity. So not acting, but reacting to the impressions you receive. And the more reactivity leads you to more busyness because you're not clear, you don't have your ideas clear in your mind, and that more busyness leads you to even less space to think, and so on. It's a cycle that feeds itself. It's a vicious cycle that if you don't stop, if you can't step out of it, it's a trap. It's the biggest trap, and it doesn't allow you to live yourself as the best version of, live your life as the best version of yourself. It's stealing your potential. But here's the good news though, because when you shift, everything shifts around you. The moment you create space for yourself, even if just a little teeny tiny bit, everything begins to change. Your energy renews. It's a ripple effect. Your mind gets clearer. You know, that overwhelming feeling starts to fade away. You build up that confidence. You are sharp. Your mind sharpens because everything is calmer. And the cool part is that it doesn't stop with you, because growth is contagious. And when you start leading yourself with clarity, well, everybody around you feels it. Your family feels it. It impacts your colleagues, your team members, your friends, your whole family, everything around you. It's a ripple effect, as we were saying. But it all starts with a question, because if I'm always the last on my list, what message am I sending myself? What message am I sending others? Because can a blind man lead another blind man? Or will they both end up into the pit? This is the truth. And this right here. This 60 minutes that you set aside, that you've decided to take for yourself, can be your oxygen mask moment, can be this moment of shift, your chance to do something different, as Robert was saying, to set yourself as a priority. But now the question becomes, are you ready for it? Because if you are, if the answer to that question is yes, and please make it official, type it in the chat. If the answer to this question, to setting yourself finally as a priority, is yes, then wonderful, you're in the right place, and make sure you stay connected, because we are about to get practical. But if the answer is no, and there is even the slightest doubt, then leave this meeting. Leave it right now, because it's not for you, because I'm going to tell you a bunch of cool things, but it's going to do you more harm than good, because you're not going to be ready to do something about it. I see Richard said yes. Great, Richard. Then we're going to start an amazing journey together. If you said yes, even to yourselves, you've started to reach out with that arm. Laura said yes as well. Wonderful. To grab that oxygen mask. And I'm super excited to delve into all the details of what Change Your Life Academy is. As we said, it's the result of decades of in-depth research, and it's all about passing on to people how we can really develop and utilize ourselves at best. I'm saying people because this is both for kids and for professionals, for adults. We have the experience for kids, which is for kids from 10 to 17 years old, and the one for adults, for professional, for entrepreneurs. Now, I know we're here to talk about the adult program. However, I just want to take a moment to show you the real reason why we do everything that we do, because the kids are our future. And I want to share a video that sums up, again, the real motive, the real why we do what we do, and we pass on all of this. And I'm going to share this video, which is going to be dubbed in English. Okay, the original one is in Italian. So I'm not asking you to listen to the words of the kids, but look at the eyes of these kids. And this is who we are.
A unique experience.
It opens up a world.
It allows you to express yourself.
It kept its promise. It really changed my life.
An opportunity to grow.
It reopens your eyes.
A new life lesson.
It completely changes your life.
What is the Change Your Life Academy? It is a study holiday experience where kids from 10 to 17 acquire a new method called three-dimensional reading, which allows them to study all the subjects of the upcoming academic year in just 1 week. It's an excellent opportunity for youth. The objective is to develop every capacity that each person carries inside, but has never taught how to truly unlock. From the summer 2019 edition, some participants who have already acquired the method with excellent results have taken on the challenge of becoming staff members, turning themselves into teachers for their peers, testing the ancient art of learning to teach. The learning of the three-dimensional reading method is alternated into many different activities. Everyone wakes up in the morning getting a fresh start, thanks to the breathing exercises of Qigong, followed by the meditation of presence, a fundamental technique among other things that teaches you how to concentrate. During the breaks, boys and girls are divided into different teams and many team games are organized. One of the most highly anticipated games is undoubtedly the treasure hunt, but kids are also having fun in team games, chess tournaments, movement, and logical games. Kids are self-managed during the whole study holiday experience, learning how to cook, setting the dining room for meals, keeping order and cleanliness in their rooms and common areas, as well as serving each other. The little kids drive the big kids to play, while the big ones take care of the little ones. One of the most desired moments of the week is the talent show, because the boys and girls become the main characters. With their own unique talents, each kid creates a magical evening with rounds of applause heard everywhere. Finally, during the last night, a dinner gathering is held to celebrate, while continuing to have fun, remembering and reliving the wonderful moments of the study holiday. During the Change Your Life Academy experience, essential values are transmitted to the kids, such as reciprocal help, respect, as well as the ability of silence, forgiveness, and enthusiasm for life. Kids are educated globally.
This method is revolutionary.
I studied World War I in 10 minutes and remembered everything.
Let's say everything I was reading pretty fast, I could remember it all by heart. Any detail, date, name, or specific thing, I could remember it all. I would have never expected that.
Well, you are able to read a 300-page book in 50 minutes.
It gave me the motivation to change because we can all do that.
It's a unique experience that everyone needs to do at least once in life to open your eyes and become extraordinary people.
You also learn to love people in a different way compared to how you are used to love them.
For me, Change Your Life was the awakening of my life, because I didn't think you could read a book in an hour or study in 15 minutes.
It's a great opportunity for all kids to also learn a different way of life where there is no judgment, civilization can change, society can change.
It was really something extraordinary for him.
He has grown so much and changed in a very nice way. This is really about personal growth as well. Kids do not just grow at an academic and cultural level.
He was one of those kids who didn't read at all. Now he devours books like never before.
We are happy as parents because they teach human values here.
It not only helps in study, but also helps to gain a lot of self-esteem and self-confidence.
We have observed significant progress in our children, not only academically, but also personally.
It is the most beautiful thing they could do.
Only a few days to see the kids transformed. Each one arrives with a dream and returns home with the awareness of how they can realize it. This is the experience that can change your child into a better adult. This is Change Your Life Academy.
Here we are. And this is who we are. This is us, the reason why we do everything. However, if we are not the first ones to set the example as adults, and we're not the first ones to want that change, to seek that change, we can't pretend that the kids will do it by themselves. And that is why we're here to talk about Change Your Life leadership. And now let's delve into what it entails, okay? Because the very first step, the most important part I want to say, is the 3-day of face-to-face in-person program. It's going to be an intensive journey. We're going to cover all the 5 competencies that Mattia shared before. Okay, so self-awareness, vision and strategy, knowledge and intelligence, willpower and focus, and definition of your roles, and how to build healthy relationships. But how will we do that? Well, the 3 days are going to be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, first of all. We're going to work the whole day together from 8:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. We're going to have our breaks, of course, we're going to have a lunch break. However, the idea is to really do a very immersive training together. Laura, I want to join. Wonderful. Then listen up to this part, Laura, because it's going to be fantastic. We're going to get all the details. And as I was saying, we're going to arrive on Friday. Okay. And we're going to, first of all, go more in depth about what the 5 competencies of a leader are and how to master every single one of them. And we're going to start with the very first one, so self-awareness. So understanding how do we actually work. Okay, how do we actually function? As Mattia anticipated a bit, for example, the topic of the deep intuitive mind and the rational mind, the rational conscious mind, that's going to be just a little part of everything we'll delve into. And you're going to find out some things that, to be honest, you probably had never heard before. Then we're going to get practical. We're going to do some peripheral vision exercises, as Mattia mentioned in the video before, to understand how to utilize our whole vision. Okay, so not just a small part of it, okay, and practical exercises. And then we're going to see towards the afternoon how to develop that willpower, that focus, so those fundamental ingredients that will allow you to follow through on things, not stop halfway, but really build that consistency, that that focus that will allow you to convey your energy and achieve your goals with the meditation of presence. So it's going to be a constant alternating of theory and practice. We're gonna put into practice right away. Especially on Saturday, it will be the second day, the fullest day of all, I want to say. From 8:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. we'll work together. Again, lunch together, so we can also stay together and share a bit. We're going to start off the day in a wonderful way and understanding how your memory actually works. This is not something that you learn in med school. This is not something that you've been taught at school, but you're going to find out how your memory really works and how to retrieve those memories, as for example, Robert was saying before, okay, we're sharing before, how to retrieve those memories that you thought you had forgotten, but they're there somewhere in your deep intuitive mind. It's just a matter of knowledge, of understanding how to retrieve them. And as soon as we are done with that, we're going to delve into the real, the core of what is the 3-dimensional reading method. Okay, and we're going to see all the different phases of it. And we're going to actually practice. Okay, then we're going to see, thanks to the Enneagram for Organization, which is this tool that allows you to manage your time, how to manage your time better, how to complete all the tasks that you start. So how to set a task, okay, and follow through, not just leave it open. Okay, we're going to do a lot of practice and exercises with the 3D reading method especially, and then towards the afternoon, evening, we're going to see how to build a perfect action plan with the train of success. So understanding exactly how to set the perfect vision for yourself so that it's tangible, so that it's concrete, that it's detailed, and understand how to calculate every step of the way, what you need to do at all times in order to be sure with 100% certainty that you're going to reach that goal, how to assess the resources that you're going to need every step of the way, and how to get resourceful so that you know with certainty that you will achieve that goal and you're able to calculate everything. And we're going to apply it directly on your projects and goals. That's why it's fundamental to know what your direction is, why you're doing what you're doing. Then we're going to jump on Sunday, which we're going to end a bit sooner, okay, to leave the time to also, return home. We're going to start from 8:30. We're going to finish at 5:30 p.m. And we're going to start with reading the book, a full book with the 3D reading method. Okay, so we're going to practice, to put into practice everything, all the phases, everything we saw together, and read a book. Okay. And then we're going to delve into what the main traps, what the main prisons are that we fall in, and how to exit them, to build consistency. What do I mean? A lot of you shared that you struggle with procrastination, for example. That is one of the traps, one of the prisons you fall into. So we're going to see concretely how to get out of it, to build that consistency. Or, for example, you fear failure. That is another trap that a lot of people fall into. Okay, and we're going to see how to exit. So all of these things, it's going to be very interesting and very personal as well. Then we're gonna see, thanks to the Flow Star, which is this another tool that you learn that will allow you to define your roles that you have in your life, because I'm sure that you have plenty of roles. You are men, women, you are fathers, you're mothers, you are employees, employers, I don't know, but you have many responsibilities for each of these roles. And every responsibility has different priorities. And every single, every priority, every responsibility needs to have certain delegates, and we can't do everything ourselves. So we need to find the delegates. Okay, we need to understand a smart way to do so, though, because we need to always check that everything is taken care of, either by us or by somebody else. But we need to find a system, a structure that allows us to do it, so we can let go of that feeling, of that overwhelming feeling, that anxiety of, oh my God, is everything taken care of? Am I missing any pieces? What's going on? So that's what the Flow Star is. Okay, to get clarity on all these roles, all the roles that you have in your life, to live it in a light way, okay, in a relaxed way. And we're going to understand how to relate with others. Thanks to the law of the cosmos, we're going to understand that in every situation we find ourselves in, you have to relate in a certain way with the person you are interacting with, or with the people you're interacting with. And we're going to understand how to do so. Okay, so to build healthy relationships, both in a personal and in a professional life. And we're going to conclude, we're going to end our 3-day journey with instructions on how to continue this transformational journey at home. Okay, I see Isa that said, would be great to have this course online as well, not only one-to-one in person. A lot of people ask this. And what I want to say about this is that, yes, it would be easier, 100%. At the same time, it wouldn't be the same, because the environment you find yourself in, you surround yourself with, is fundamental. It forms you. So it is fundamental to be in person. Also, we're going to do, for example, some exercises with our vision. It's really hard to do it online to understand if you're doing it correctly. And we are not here to teach something random to some random people, but we want to make sure that we are teaching you what you need. We know that we can support you. Okay, so that's why we don't do it online, and we do it strictly in person. And these are some pictures, some insights of some programs held in London. And this is the first step. Then comes the second step, which is the consolidation process. Because if you ever meet somebody who tells you that you can change like this overnight, then please run away from them. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Because change can't happen overnight. Also, Robert shared it before. You need to practice. You need to do some work, put in the effort. But you won't be alone. Why? Because first of all, you'll have all the resources, all the materials you'll need uploaded on the online portal, which is something we created that will guide you each step of the way, each step of the consolidation process, so that you make sure that you're working on the right thing and doing what you need, okay, what you need to do. And you'll never be alone, because the third step, which is another fundamental step, is the mentorship. After the 3 days, you will be assigned a mentor who is an expert of the method. For example, we see Giacomo here. He is one of the mentors that will support you, because we understand that everybody is different. And as I was saying before, we're interested in working with people we know we can support. And this is the reason why we really want to go in depth. I know that with a lot of you, we've already talked, because it is fundamental to understand if we can support you. Okay, so when we say never, you'll never be alone, we mean it, because our motto is that if you don't give up, we don't give up on you. And this mentorship is something you will have for the rest of your life. Until you need us, we are here. We didn't put a limit on it, because we're interested in supporting you. Okay, and if you put in the effort, then we're here for you. Okay. Now, we've listened to Robert, you listen a bit about my story, but there's plenty of testimonials on our website. Please take a moment to check them out, because these people have had extraordinary results, have changed their life. And so it's worth listening to, I believe. And now, where are we? Well, first of all, we're in Stratford, London. That's where we have a program. And we have 2 upcoming dates available for people who, can't wait to change their life. And if you feel ready, we're here this weekend. We only have 2 spots left, but this weekend from the 11th to the 13th, we're there in Stratford, ready to welcome you with open arms. And then we have the course coming up next, which is going to be from the 21st to the 23rd of November. We have 13 spots left there because it's the only one coming up for the remaining of the year. So we started to enroll for quite a bit now. Okay. And these are the 2 upcoming dates for 2025. Now, what is all of this worth? Because I believe that if we had to take a course for every single competency and put in everything that Filippo has invested in terms of all his resources to really come up with all of this, well, what would we talk about? Like £100,000, something like this. Of course, it's not what we're going to ask you, because our purpose is to help people, and this would be not affordable for many of us. However, we had to find something that could reflect at least the value of all of this, of all that you got. And I want to tell you right away that in Italy and in Spain, we've been working for years, okay, more than a decade in Italy, almost a decade in Spain. And the investment required is higher because the value is a lot. But we've decided to, since in the UK we've been working for just a couple months, just a few months, we have decided to kind of take a step towards each other, okay, and do something special, okay, for pioneers, because I know what you're thinking. This is something new. Not a lot of people heard about this. This is it's not as big. I understand that you probably never heard about us. There's realities that are much, much bigger, okay, and this is something for pioneers. And the final investment is, we've decided to put, is between £3,000 and £2,500. But for tonight, you will have the possibility to get a special promotion of £2,000. That includes everything we've talked about so far. What does everything mean? Everything. So the 3-dimensional reading, the meditational presence, the train of success, the flow star, the access to the online portal and app for the consolidation process at home, the one-to-one lifetime guidance and mentorship, and all snacks and meals we'll get throughout the 3 days, as we'll stay together to share the whole thing. Okay, so literally everything we've talked about. There's the possibility to join for this special promotion reserved for you guys attending the webinar. And I know that my colleagues are now going to share in the chat. If you feel ready to take the step to actually grab that oxygen mask and put it on, here is your chance. If you can't wait and you want to join us this weekend in July, I'll be there. Mattia will be there. We'll be more than happy to welcome you. And you can do so right away. You can take this step. If you have to figure things out, you want to wait for a bit, there's the November program. No worries, there's the possibility to join that one as well. Then I haven't mentioned this, there's the possibility of splitting the payment. Okay, if you need to, you can ask us, you can contact us. And if you still have some questions, please book a call. We are interested in talking to you. We want to know if this can help you out. And if you felt even the slightest resonance tonight, then this can be your chance to take that step. Okay. And understand if this can be the right fit for you. So book a call with us. The last link was to book a call, your assessment coaching call with either me or one of the team. And I'll be more than happy to talk with you, to understand what your starting point is, where you'd like to go, and how to get there. And if this can be a path we can start walking together, I'll be more than happy. So this is what I had to say for the night. This is what I wanted to share. You know, this is an opportunity that you have in front of you. And if, again, you felt even the slightest resonance and you want that change, do something about it. Please don't stay stuck. Don't stay in that vicious cycle. Take a step, even to just book a call and have a chat. That will be something. If you feel that this is your moment to set yourself as a priority, and have the courage to do so. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I guess I was pretty clear. If you have any questions, or if you have some questions also for the kids program, book a call. Okay, we'll be more than happy to guide you through all of them. Absolutely, Sumi. Hope, thank you. Thank you for staying here. Thank you for dedicating this time to yourself. And really, I really look forward to seeing all of you. I will be more than happy to welcome you with open arms and an open heart. And again, if you want to do something in your life to change it, do it now. This is the moment. And I'll be more than happy if you want to walk this path together. Enjoy your evening, everybody. Thank you again, and hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.